What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Rope Monster coming at you here from beautiful sunny Playa del Carmen. Just bringing you a quick beach update. I'm going to try to hit as many beaches as possible here on a Friday. Not going to do a lot of fancy edits or anything crazy. I am going to get Dronaldo up in the sky to get a bird's eye view of how much sargassum is washing in. I'm not going to spend a ton of time here. I'm here at Playa 72. I was already here in the live stream this morning. If you missed that, check out the live stream from this morning, Friday. But the sargassum situation here is not good. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. There's really no silver lining here. You can see a ton of it washing in. The water is brown, it's murky. It doesn't have that nice aquamarine color. And you can see the old piles of sargassum here. The workers are trying their best, but they're falling behind for good reason. You can see here this line of sargassum that's been here for probably a week, and then the green stuff is what's washed in the last couple of days. And not a good sight. The beach update that I did before I went to Medellin, before I went to Colombia, the beaches look fantastic, especially down at Playa 38, Mamitas. So I'm gonna work my way down to the south. I'm gonna hit Martina Beach Club, Playa 38, Mamitas. We're gonna go in front of the Hilton Beach Club, the Hyatt, of course, probably the Windham Altra, maybe as far as Playa Fundadores, and fly Dronaldo from time to time. So guys, so far, bad news, but we gotta keep it real here on the Rope Monster channel. Thank you guys for stopping in. Smash the like button if you appreciate me out here getting thoroughly bronzed to bring you this content. Let's do this. Vamanos. Whew. They could build a whole new Chichen Itza out of this sargassum for sure. Teotihuacan. So my friends, you can see the losing battle here at Cocoa Beach. I mean, thank goodness they're putting in the work. You know, and they're doing some good here for sure, but you can see the amount of sargassum washing in, and you can see the different colors hopefully in the shot based on how old the sargassum is. You've got these dark piles that have been there for what looks like at least a week, that are dried out. Then you've got the lighter brown, and then you've got the fresh stuff, the green there. And I'm not going to sugarcoat this at all. I just walked to the water line to take a photo for the thumbnail. Hey, what's up, man? And I was ankle deep in sargassum, and it's not a good feeling to sink up to your ankles in sargassum. Gotta go say hi to a subscriber here. Hey, what's up, man? Where are you from? Yolanda. Just out filming a little update, right back fresh from Colombia. So
yes.
Hey, where are you from?
Arizona.
Arizona in the house. Awesome, brother. Good to meet you. How long are you here for?
Can I get a quick picture?
Absolutely, let's do it. Photo time. All right, guys, some good news. This little area here at the reef at Cocoa Beach, these nets that they've got set up have done a pretty good job. This water is the clearest I've seen so far on the walk, and you can see we're right here in front of the reef at Cocoa Beach. So some decent news, guys, if you've booked at the reef at Cocoa Beach, or if you're just looking for a spot to come hang out, this is still a public area that you all can come enjoy. Now you know, because you're watching the Rope Monster. So at least this little section of all of Playa, you can see the difference here. The water here, fairly transparent. Down there, completely murky, dark, full of sargassum as far as the eye can see. Oh, it feels so good to get in the water and not have that nasty feeling of all the sargassum. And they've done a really good job here, guys. This is what the beach is looking like at the reef. And they've raked everything up. And really not too much sargassum getting through the nets here, which is great to see. So to this point in the video, this is spot number 1. and we'll adjust and re-rank accordingly. I'm hoping we can find something better than that. And I'm just now walking around the bend, and I'm seeing, vamos a ver. Oh man, yeah, so these nets that they've put up are doing some work. You can see there's a lot of sargassum collecting right there. What will become of all that? It's hard to say. Will it just keep building up? But let's see if that's had any meaningful impact on my favorite beaches. I really like Playa 38. I really like Playa Mamitas. So we're gonna walk through here. I am in disbelief though at what I'm seeing in front of Martina, because just a few weeks ago, Exley, shout out my friend, we were hanging out at Martina Beach Club and it was pristine, and it is not looking pristine right now. I'll see you guys in front of Martina Beach Club, show you exactly what that's looking like. Guys, I'm almost to Martina. The smell is terrible. This water is the worst I've ever seen in Playa. This is like mud. And I see the heavy machinery is being busted out, but it just seems futile. There has to be a better solution than putting up a few nets and then trying to rake it up or bulldoze it up. Oh man, I just had breakfast and I feel like I'm gonna throw up, honestly. They're working feverishly here, honestly. Like they're putting in tons of work and it just seems quite for naught. You can see the amount washing in by the boats, and these fine folks are literally getting buried in sargassum. Really hard to see this, because Martina is one of my favorite beach clubs, and the smell is pretty bad. I think things look a little bit better down toward Mamitas. That's at least the hope. But this is just an onslaught of sargassum in such a short time, because my last beach update that I filmed with Ava, these beaches were looking beautiful, especially down at Mamitas and Windham. So let's go check out those spots. Guys, they're literally buried in sargassum here in front of Martina. This is tragic. Here's Martina, almost completely empty, and quite a number of the people who are in there, I would have to say, quite the number of unhappy faces for good reason. That's pretty sad to see. I'm really hoping we find something better than that as we head to the south. It does look like there's quite a few folks down at Mamitas and 38, and the water does look quite a bit clearer down here. But that's that's enough to make anyone gag right there in that little corner. I'll keep on going until I find something where I would actually get in the water. For now, the reef at Cocoa Beach is really the only place I've seen where I would actually get in the water and swim for a while. I think down here we're gonna find some other good options, or decent options at least. They're pulling out the heavy hitters. Guys, let me know in the comments if you're in Playa Car, how that's looking right now. I haven't been down to Playa Car for a few weeks. It was pretty bad last time I was down there. Without further ado, guys, Playa 40, where I am right now, is actually looking swimmable. So I think this is where I may come back and actually spend the rest of my beach day in a little bit. But we got some folks in the water, and you can see there's a nice clear patch here. I'll be flying Dronaldo here in a little bit as well. Get the drone up in the sky. Smells quite a bit better here. The smell is much more tolerable, and you can see way less sargassum in the water here. So I've had a number of you, and the water actually feels more refreshing here as well. It feels cooler. A lot of you have been asking about Playa 38, so we're gonna hit that next. But from right here, it's looking like Playa 38, Playa 40 are the winners of the day so far, and Martina Beach Club, Playa 72, and Playa 88 are the clear losers of the day. This is definitely swimmable. Okay, as you can see guys, the color of the water up here and the clarity of it is looking fairly promising at Playa 38 in front of Mahekal. This is a favorite of a lot of subscribers. They come down and stay at Mahekal. Also, the sewage smell has improved substantially down here. The water seems way cleaner, and plenty of happier folks down here. I would say, unfortunately, avoid Martina Beach Club right now, and maybe consider just bringing your own umbrella and cooler or something and hanging out here in front of Mahekal. Just because you're staying at a certain place doesn't mean you're obligated to hang out there all day. You can, I've had subscribers asking about some places up north, and I said, hey, worst case scenario, I'll film a beach update, and you can always go down for the day to whichever beach looks best during the update. And this is that update, guys, so thanks for watching. This is why I do it, so you know where to come, where you can come enjoy the nicest beach in Playa del Carmen at any given moment. And while there is still some sargassum in the water here, no doubt about it, it's at least swimmable. Water's a nice color. And hopefully they can get ahead of it as far as cleaning up the beach. It seems like the machinery's working its way this way as far as picking up these mounds, these little Chichen Itzas of sargassum here. Yeah, Mahekal is looking really tranquil and peaceful. And then this would be your view right now from the lounges at Mahekal if you're staying there. Still not too bad. And the weather, guys, if you're wondering about that, it's been just a consistent 90 during the day Fahrenheit and 80 at night. So it's really not cooling off at night anymore. Shout out to my brother. He said he was thinking about coming down soon. And it's hot, and there's a lot of sargassum, but it's still a really pleasant place to be, for sure. All right, my friends, next stop, the iconic Mamitas. You ready for this? Let's do this. All right, so just getting to the north part of Playa Mamitas, and they're doing a pretty good job of raking this stuff up. There's some swimmable spots on Playa Mamitas, but then also there's some massive waves of sargassum rolling in. Unfortunate to see that. Let's see how the actual beach is looking as far as the erosion. That doesn't seem to be a huge issue, at least at this time. For those of you who have followed the channel for a while, you know that last June, so almost a year ago, the beach was gone all the way up to the foundation of Mamitas. So we're nowhere near that bad. That's some good news. And I'm up here a little higher on the beach now, so I can show you what I'm talking about looking down. Hey, thanks guys. Appreciate it. Where are you guys from?
Vancouver.
Vancouver, BC?
Yeah, we watched all your shows.
In the house, man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate you. What are your names?
Ryan.
Ryan?
Yeah.
And April.
April. Did you guys want to give a shout out to anyone back home?
Family.
Family.
Kids.
All right, guys.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you all.
Thanks.
Take care.
Yeah.
Yeah, they still seem to be having a pretty good time. So as I was saying, I'm up farther on the beach. You can see there's clearly some areas where you can swim and enjoy. Like there's almost no sargassum right out beyond that patch and right here close to shore. So doable up here, doable. Not even close to doable at Playa 72. The weather though, the nice breeze, can't complain. And then like I was saying about the erosion, this was all gone. A little over a year ago, this was not it was not possible to put these lounges here. There was no beach. And now we've got a pretty good stretch of beach. You can actually see, and I'll show you here in a moment, where the damage was done to the foundation and just how high the water line was. I think I filmed that one on my birthday last year. And I think also another YouTuber, local guy, well, I don't know if he's local, I think he might be Colombian, but Chacho Rivera, shout out to Chacho. He also was up here around that time filming this, and you can see the water line undermined all of this. The water just came in. But the reason, I don't think the reason they've done anything to reinforce or repair this is they're gonna knock down Mamitas and build condos here, unfortunately. But you can see that water got deep under there. And the thumbnail photo for that video was taken right here by these stairs, and the water line was all the way up to these stairs. And so we have all this beach right here to enjoy that we didn't have a year ago. So that's good. A little bit of silver lining actually there. Hard to have a beach day if there's no beach. You can see there's plenty of spots in the water as well to hang out at. I'm actually gonna hop in here for a minute and cool off a little bit. Oh, that feels good. Now it might be time to get Tronaldo up in the sky, fly a little bit to the south and see if there's any better looking spots, do a little recon, a little scouting mission with Tronaldo. But I would say this right here and the reef at Cocoa Beach and parts of Playa 38, Playa 40 are your better options. We're now looking back north toward Playa 40, Playa 38, and this is definitely refreshing and feels pretty good. And it looks like there's another front loader over here doing some work. So at least they're relentlessly cleaning it up almost as fast as it's washing in. All right, next stop, guys, is the Hyatt, then the Hilton, and the Windham Altra. Also, for those of you wondering about the gear, I get comments all the time about the gear that I'm rocking, so I'll try to tag all the products that I'm using, that I'm wearing in the videos. From the head down to the shorts, I got the Ciel hat. This thing is super lightweight, breathes really well. I got the Tafasi glasses, the Osprey daylight bag, which I'm constantly featuring in my videos. I love this thing. And then I got the brand new shorts from H&M in Medellin, Colombia. These are a nice, really lightweight, sleek material short. They've got a Velcro back pocket for the keys. So that's my gear for the day. And of course my towel is just some no-name towel from the Sunday market. Here with Regina. She was with us during the live stream this morning, and it looks like you found the best beach so far in Playa. How are you liking the spot?
They're clearing out all the sargassum really good, so
awesome.
Nice and quiet.
Right in front of the Hyatt, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the Grand Hyatt. This is not looking bad, guys.
No.
Heard it right there from one of the OG subscribers, Regina. So good to finally meet her in person, put a face to the name. This is definitely one of the best options in Playa right now. How could you complain about that right there? That's beautiful. Plenty of people have found this spot right in front of the Grand Hyatt. That's the clear winner, I think, for me today as well. So I'll be in front of the Grand Hyatt once I'm done editing this video for you guys. All right, my friends, moving right along, just about in front of the Hilton Beach Club. Not the best news in the world for you here. So just a little over 1 week ago, I was here with Ava, and this was looking pristine, gorgeous. We were even thinking about heading out on the wave runners. And today it's really not appealing at all. Let's see, I really think that on the plus side, if you're staying at the Hilton, you have just a very short walk to where I was just interviewing Regina, to get in that crystal clear stretch of water there. It's crazy how fast it changes but this is why I do these updates for you. This is why I'm out here in the heat of the day sweating, just to show you all, hey, there's a good spot. Even when the sargassum's at its worst, the worst I've seen it by far this year, there's still a good spot to get in the water. These two ladies up here, I just overheard saying how good that felt to get in the water. And yes, it's about 90 Fahrenheit at the time of filming this. I'm sweating. You can probably see just dripping with sweat. And I would love nothing more than to get in that water back there. But I'm gonna press on at least to the Windham. Woo, look at this Chichen Itza of sargassum up here. So here in front of the Hilton, guys, and Regina was saying she's from Mexico originally, I believe, and she's spending more and more time down here after living in Canada for some time. And the consensus that we would both take this over Canada any day, even when the sargassum's at its worst. It's really still a beautiful place to live. So this would be your view right here if you're in one of these nice beds at the Hilton Beach Club. Still not too shabby. Let's go hit the Windham Altra, guys. As always, guys, it truly means the world if you would consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that thumbs up if you appreciate the legwork I'm putting in, sweating it out. You know I love bringing you these updates, but I'm covering some ground in this heat. We started way off there beyond the boats at Playa 72, and now we're heading south of the pier at Constituyentes to the Windham Altra, as you can see right here. And it looks like this little part of the Windham has not been completely immune to the sargassum, but also it seems like a lot of these little tide pools are a decent option to get in without touching the sargassum. Sargassum kind of arriving on this southern part of the beach here. And let's see how this little side beach is. The water looks awful down all the way down to the ferry terminal, so I might just fly Ronaldo over there rather than walk all the way down there, because what I'm seeing is atrocious. I can see Vikingos Fit Club right here, which I love their ice baths. I really, really love the ice baths, but I can see just a mountain of sargassum that's not being cleaned up there. And it goes on and on and on as far as the eye can see, as far as Fundadores, all the way to the ferry terminal. And that water does not look appealing to me. I don't know about you guys, but I think where we just walked by in front of the Hyatt is the spot, and potentially going to continue to be the spot at least for this coming weekend. I will show this little area by the palm tree here. Now, for those of you who follow the channel and know Ava, she did not know about this spot until I took her here last week to film the beach update together. And so this does look like a nice spot. The only word of caution is just watch your feet for sea urchins in these rocky areas. You can step on a sea urchin, that does hurt. But this little part right here, I think I'm gonna put my feet in and cool off. And then without further ado, I'm gonna get Ronaldo up in the sky. I can't wait to fly Ronaldo. I left him home on the Colombia trip, poor little guy, but I saw so much rain in the forecast in Colombia. I said, you know what, buddy? Take a break, take a little week vacation. See you in a week. And so I wanna get him up in the sky, get him his reps. But this is actually really pleasant right here, where I am in front of the Windham, the palm tree here. You can see this little stretch, there's nothing, no sargassum in the water, it's crystal clear. But then if you try to go any further, you're walking through just piles and piles of sargassum. So your only option from here would be to go up to 5th Avenue, continue walking south on 5th, and then revisit the beach down maybe around 6th or 8th. And so I did have a subscriber expressing that they wanted to see the beach around 6th Ave. I may head down there, or I might just see if I can let Dronaldo do the work for me. So without further ado, let's get Dronaldo up in the sky. But I think this is a nice option, guys, if you just want to get into knee-deep water. Say you have the kiddos with you, you got the little ones. This little spot right here could be a nice option to just cool off. Not a bad view. So guys, as you may be able to hear in the audio, it's quite windy now. The wind is kicking up. It's not without risk to send little Dronaldo up there. He's very lightweight, 249 gram DJI Mini 3, but he's a brave little soul. He's been through a lot. He's survived the cenotes, although there was a crash. And so this guy's had broken appendages and come back just like his poppy rope monster. We're gonna send him up there anyway. Godspeed, Dronaldo, te quiero mucho, okay? Ánimo, ánimo, hermano, vámonos. Sigo platicando con mi hijo. Mira, mi hijo, sí, te entiendo, pero si no hay riesgo, no hay aventura. ¿De acuerdo? Sí, papi. All right, guys. I don't typically have these long conversations with Dronaldo, but I feel like he needs a pep talk today, and I'm letting the controller boot up and find as many satellites as possible to give me the best connectivity so I can go as far as possible without risking little Dronaldo. Let's do this. All right, guys, now you can easily see why I did not continue walking to the south here. This is an absolute desolate wasteland of Sargassum looking to the south of the Windham Altra and toward Vikingos Fit Club and beyond the Taj right there in the center of your screen. And in this shot, we will continue to the south toward Playa Fundadores, and you can see the entire thing is just a muddy, sargassum-strewn wasteland until you get to toward about Sensi Beach Club, and then at least the beach widens out. There's some decent-looking beach, but none of that looks swimmable, not even remotely swimmable to me. And the point of these updates is to find you all the best beaches, and these do not check those boxes at all. That's why we sent Dronaldo instead of the rope monster. Now in this next shot, we will fly back to the north and check out the incoming sargassum situation as well. So here you can see in the distance, there's a decent sized wave of sargassum floating in little by little. But there is a silver lining. So before you think, oh no, impending doom, I'm going to show you here in a moment as we pan back toward the beach why this is actually not a big deal and why that beach in front of the Grand Hyatt and parts of 38, Mahekal, and Mamitas are actually very swimmable right now. So at first glance, in the bottom left of your screen there, you can see what looks like a giant wave of sargassum, but that sargassum is actually blocked by a massive net right there. And it seems to be doing a really good job, and you can see the water beyond that toward the shore. Yes, there's some sargassum getting through the net, but for the most part that net's doing a lot of good to block it. And here in this shot you can see the results. This water is much more clear than up on 72 and much better than in front of Playa Fundadores and to the south. Thank you guys so much for watching the update. Remember to smash that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't already. It truly means the world to me. Thank you all for stopping in. See you in the next one. Rope Monster, out. All right, you can see these birds back here going crazy. Dronaldo has pretty much made it home safe, but those birds are a real threat. There's fish being had there. There's a fisherman who kind of riled up the birds, and then they're like, get out of here, Dronaldo. They see Dronaldo as a threat to their fish. So this little guy has been brave. We're gonna get him on the ground.